Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never role-played before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Great Wizard Bukake, your host. Our anti-heroes have taken over a lab and found the hostages. The Forsaken disguised himself using a wolf corpse. Echo helped stealthily massacre the mad scientist's wolves. And Quinny left his companions behind to check on the hostages. But what will these heroes do now they've discovered the hostages are underwater? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
Quinny, you have just discovered that the hostages taken by Zog, the Goblin Shredder, as well as the Nightmare Lord, it would seem, are submerged deep in a lagoon under Dusthawk Hill. You have found this large lagoon with a sort of massive magical air bubble at its base that you can kind of only vaguely see from looking down into the water. However, there do seem to be a number of lights down there. You know, a large cavern with bells hanging over your head and this massive air bubble and dark shapes moving through the water beneath you. The Forsaken and Echo are still back in the lab that all of you just cleared out as you continue to dismantle Zog's operation kind of room by room. But this presents an interesting challenge to you. What do you do?
Yeah. So if I understand correctly, there is an air bubble that, from my vantage point, I can see contains people.
Yeah, so the air bubble seems to have 6 massive cages within it. Best way to think of this, God help me, is the city of Otagunga in The Phantom Menace in terms of just a massive... it's basically, there's a giant circular dry space. But again, you can't really see it because it's deep underwater.
Yeah.
But it literally just looks like that, and there's kind of a dome of air surrounding it.
Okay.
It doesn't look to be glass. It looks to me magical.
A magical force keeping the water from rushing in.
But also that could seemingly be dropped if and when anyone, shows up to save them.
Some condition is met that I'm not aware of.
Correct.
Yeah.
Tiefling might have known, but,
Yeah. He gave me the old, yes, you can go to the bathroom teacher response.
He did.
By the way, just as like a little DVD commentary, I missed, I think, probably 20% of your description of the following room because I was just playing back in my head how I should have phrased that question just over and over. I was just reliving it like, you fucking moron. God damn it. Okay. And the chains, I see them go up to these bells and they go down into the waters of the lagoon, these chains?
They seem to follow the walls.
Okay.
So they're hanging from the ceiling, and then the chain seems to follow kind of the edge of the wall and then disappear into the ground.
Into the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say, though, even from here, you can tell that the sort of lip of this lagoon, it is much wider underneath you, so it disappears into the water somewhere down there.
Yes. Okay. And so the chain is connected to the bells, so moving the chain, I have to assume, causes the bells to ring.
It could, and they're big. These are like Liberty Bell or larger than like these are big Elden Ring.
Oh, we're not sneaking
Tom,
these
if he's
folks
looking up at them from below, do they have like the bell dongers in them where it's got like the ball at the end of a long rod, or are they hollow on the inside? Just because I'm thinking he'd theoretically be able to see, if he can see that. I don't know.
Yes, he can, and they do not. There's no
bell dongers.
No dongers.
No dongers.
Dongers are
swinging
not present.
Bell dongers.
So you're looking up at the Mercule.
Is the Merkle up there?
It's the Merkle of the bells.
Yeah, it's just empty bells.
Okay.
Big empty bells.
Okay. And between this bubble and the surface that I'm at, there are dark shapes moving around.
You see dark
swimming
shapes
around.
move occasionally, yeah, and it's quite a distance to eyeball it. It's about 100 feet to the ground in here, about 50 feet down to the air bubble.
Great.
Now you're not seeing dark shapes like, cut through your vision necessarily, but roll me perception, please.
16 perception.
16. You see them kind of circling the dome.
Okay. Circling the dome, but they're just vague shapes I can't make out kind of thing. And
it's dark.
And I don't want to get any closer. I don't want to disturb this water.
You don't want to like light a flare and just toss it down?
Yeah,
You want to
no.
stick your head in?
Not
Yo,
super interested in
who
doing
are
that.
you?
Yeah, what's going on down there? Hey, guys? Guys? Guys up here. Guys. Hey. What's up? No, none of that, please.
The bells.
Okay, then I think I'm just going to take a little extra beat to explore this room and make sure I have not missed anything. It seems pretty bare. It's a lagoon in the middle of a naturally sort of formed cave.
Yep.
Chain goes up to these bells that are big, like Liberty bells kind of thing, and no dongers. And the chain goes down into the ground.
Yep. And that is obviously not a natural feature. There are holes. And I think if you were to look into the holes, you can see the chains disappear into the water underneath the passageway.
Right. And if I were to move around the edge of this lagoon, trying to see if I can spot the chain coming down into the water further. Too dark. Okay.
Oh, from the platform?
Kind of just like if I stand across the room from where this chain is going down into the ground and I look through the water of the lagoon, do I see the chain continuing down? And can I find it?
Yeah, a little ways.
Okay, so it goes down, but I don't see what it connects to down there. That's too murky and too far away.
Yep.
Okay. I guess I've got all the info I can get right now. I'm definitely not going to disturb anything with all these people's lives on the line. This is going to be trickier than I wanted it to be. So, yeah, I will head out. I do recall a wolf talking about, oh, man, I don't want to be on gill duty. So if also drinking these potions, we've seen that they fuck you up, but maybe it's worth it to be able to swim down there. I don't know. I'm going to come back out thinking these things and bring everyone up to speed and say,
If you're up for this, murder child, I just want to paint what the Forsaken would have pitched as the security setup that they do inside the lab, which is, Quinny, you come out and you look and you see that the two dead scientists have both been clumsily dragged behind a table. So they're hidden from the doorway, but it's clear that there is a blood trail that's visible on the floor that leads behind there. And then one table over, hidden, is Echo, and the Forsaken's by the door.
okay.
So everybody's hidden for an ideal ambush scenario.
Okay.
I think you're smart enough to figure this out, so we don't necessarily have to have the full conversation. But the reason I think Echo would be up for this is the Forsaken is there in case somebody comes through who's military clever. But if it's an average person, they've just entered their own personal horror movie, and that they walk out and see blood and follow it around to a corpse, and then Echo can jump them and shank the shit out of them from behind.
Love it.
A little bit of theatricality to this space.
I don't mind a bit of theatricality.
From the Forsaken.
Yeah.
A first.
He's doing a Michael Myers Jokers, as I've called them in my personal life. Just where Michael Myers sets up a corpse for no reason in the decoration of the corner.
That's right, yeah.
Shout out to my friend Del.
So I'll come back out and discreetly call everyone away from their ambush positions, I think, just so we can have a conversation where we're not standing apart from each other right outside of the enemy's door.
Echo leans around the table.
Yeah, it's like the Forsaken takes 10 steps. It's like, what's going on?
It's way more complicated in there as far as I can tell. There are no traps in the hall or to the room where the hostages are, but the room where the hostages are is actually like a pool of water, and then about 100 feet down, there's some kind of bubble dome where I see 6 cages, and I think they're in there. There's a bunch of bells in that room with the pool, so I'm assuming that's some sort of alarm system, and just a big old chain. There's no mechanics that I can tell whatsoever on this end of things.
When you say no mechanics, what do you mean? There are bells with chains that go nowhere.
No, the chain goes down into the ground, but there's no levers, there's no pulley, there's no indication.
They had to get lowered down, though.
Are there dongers in these bells?
The bells don't have dongers. I looked.
Interesting.
No dongers.
Perhaps dongers are the parts that hang down inside a bell that make the clang clang. Otherwise, you'd just be swinging a bowl in the air.
Someone could hit it with a mallet.
Yes, that's quite possible. An exterior donger, they call those.
One of the wolves on ship repair duty back in that other room was complaining about this job. Another one told him it wasn't as bad as having gills. I saw a bunch of shapes swimming around there. I think those are wolves who drank potions that give them gills to swim temporarily, it sounds like they do it in shifts.
Okay.
So
can you remember which wolf mentioned the gills?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk to him?
Or maybe he has a gill potion on him.
I was going to say, was it this one? And he points to the head with no torso that's laying next to the grate he brought in.
This would have been one of the ones who got, it was the one who wasn't covered in paste. So this is the one who ran out.
Yeah.
So this would be Gillman.
I think you might be Gillman.
Is this Wolfie Gillman?
I think so.
Do you want to talk to him?
I think I do, because he talked about, like, hey, it's better than gill duty, meaning he's had gill duty, meaning he knows how, if this all tracks the way I think it does, he knows how that shit works down there.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And here's my pitch. Let's just see if I'm right. I'll give you the questions. I don't really I didn't see it, so I can't ask anything. But perhaps those dongless bells are diving bells to bring people down or up with the ability to breathe.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. They were big.
So possible.
So maybe they don't ring. Maybe it's not an alarm. Okay.
Answer me, Gil Wolf, he yells. He
yelled him like,
the
okay,
soul
I'm
out of the head.
I'm ushering everyone
So there's
further
just-
away from the door.
There's
Go,
just
go,
a
go, go.
ghost of head and shoulders.
I was
in
worried
the
you were
middle
going
of
to
this room.
sock puppet it, so this is a step up. Yeah, would he come back?
He has to. So his soul has to come back if it's able. He does not have to answer any questions
see.
willingly.
Okay. Yeah. So
it's like the world's worst interrogation because we have zero things
leverage
to offer, unless he's got loved ones. Maybe he has a friend who's got gills.
So the wolf head comes out and just moonlight. Oh man.
It's okay, the moonlight can't hurt you anymore.
Yes, welcome back. This is the Hitman, and he has questions for you.
How do the bells in the hostage room work?
And he just glares at the Forsaken, looks back at you, Quinny. He says, "Hey, if you punch him really hard, I'll answer your questions. This guy fucking killed me."
I look to the Forsaken.
Oh, go for it, baby.
Yeah, he knows. He knows who's punching him. Yeah, I'll wind up and crack him across the jaw. Probably hurt my hand.
Yeah. Well.
Ow! Oh, it hurts so much. Shit.
Yeah, there we go. Never
take
break
that,
kayfabe.
son of a bitch. All right, the Hitman. You and me are square.
We're right back to his fake pirate fit fighting. This is where the Forsaken started, was getting his ass kicked for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
Yep. So he says, all right, the bells, yeah, they're, if you drop them real hard in water, then they capture an air bubble. So if anyone doesn't have gills, it's a way to do it. It's an emergency in case anyone down there can't down their potion fast enough.
An emergency in case anyone can't down their potion fast enough.
If the swimmers turn back.
Yeah.
Oopsie gilsy.
How do we safely extract the hostages?
Just a second. Goes over and he's like, "Smoke me one."
Oh, yeah,
Looks to Quinny.
I'll crack him in the
Forsaken
other
just goes,
side of the jaw.
The Forsaken goes down flat on his back. He takes the full wrestling bump. Like,
Fuck that guy.
Shit.
Yeah.
He's shaking his hand like, oh, fuck.
He turns back and says, "No one wants those hostages. They're not the important ones. The Nightmare Lord has those at his place, but I guess if you wanted them, you could bring them up in the bells. There's also, I know, a couple of emergency potions of swift swimming down amongst the guards, but we weren't too concerned about getting them out. And also, I got to tell you, they're so fucking annoying. They're just crying about their loved ones being out there, and I just want to be free. You're not feeding us enough. You don't want to. You should just flood the whole place, man. It's going to save you a lot of stress."
I've got 3 more questions left. How much longer does the current swimming guard shift have before their potions run out?
All right, let's do this. And the Forsaken comes over and he's like, "No, you can't. And he takes your hands and puts one on his collar and one on his waist. And he has you run him towards the vat. And he raises his hands at the last second. So there's a big clang, but it just looks like you fucking doored him head
Can I get a
first into the
performance
vat.
check?
Hell yeah, you can. Smoking and everything. Oh, we're putting an inspiration to this one. Wow, that didn't fucking help. That is an 11.
11. And just unimpressed with that. And says, "No."
Just kick me in the balls.
I kick.
Ah, fuck, that one actually hurt. He yells, take
Good.
a full-on kick.
Good. That means I'll answer your next question, but you lost that previous one. You can ask it again, but that one's gone.
I'm asking it again.
And so your wording was how long?
How much longer does the current shift of swimming guards have until they need to come up?
Well, you specifically, I think, asked about how long until the potion wears off.
You're right. Sorry. I've
No,
also
you know
lost
what?
the specific phrasing.
You know
all
what?
good.
Let's make sure we get the specific phrasing correct by the rules. Ask the fourth question.
Shut up, you son of a bitch.
Ah, I'm so afraid
Yeah,
of
I hope your
words.
balls hurt.
Ah, they fucking
Wait, where are
do.
my balls? And like looks down, like, oh god, oh gods. All right, what's your fourth question?
How much longer until the current swimming guards shift? How much longer until the current shift of swimming guards potion runs out?
They need to take a different one to transform back from the shark form they're in.
So it's permanent. That's not a question. It's, so
Yeah,
they're-
that's a statement.
they're
I heard the period at the
permanently-
end.
Yeah. So then there's potentially a question of asking about the time that they come up
Yep, you
for a
could.
shift change.
You could potentially do that. Yes. Here, wait, just
Or
a
I
second.
could
Just a
ask-
second. Just a second. We're gonna do this on paper. He's like, hey, Murder Child. We need those play bets,
The what?
the
Play-
placemats that you had from the restaurant.
Oh, yeah, I got a couple. She
Okay,
pulls one
so
out.
we start being able to
Quinny
write
tries to
messages
ignore
back and
seeing "I'm fine" written in Ginny's
I
hand.
ripped that up and ate it.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. Yeah.
yeah. I
forth.
start
We're all writing
like,
on the same one,
yeah,
so
just
it's like a
other
clumsy
questions?
text chain.
Like, other questions? Question mark.
Murder Child? Question mark.
Should we ask how to operate the diving bells?
Forsaken draws a thumbs up.
No check mark, just the thumbs up.
No check mark, no yes. Takes the time to draw a thumbs up.
Yeah,
He's discovering art.
he wants to be clear.
Yeah. Have we seen labels on crates or anything like that for the contents of the potions up to this point, or have they been just
No.
completely
There's-
nondescript wooden crates?
They're marked with color, but there's no clear like these are this potion because
Yeah.
they're for shipment. And
Right.
as a having brushed up against smuggling, knowing not Pete and other smugglers, like they're not going to write like these are the shark
Okay.
potions. Yeah.
In this inner sanctum, are these vats labeled?
Sure. Yeah. That would make sense.
So
but
one says shark potion and one says D shark
well,
potion.
no, they say like potion 1, potion 2B, potion like
Okay.
yeah.
Quinny just weighing his options, like, yeah, okay. How do goes back to read the question.
How do we operate
How
the
do we
diving
operate?
bells?
I was about to ask, how do they work? How do we operate the diving bells?
And he says,
And I'll grab the Forsaken by the shoulder and just do a bunch of like slaps on his chest, like 1, 2,
Doing chops.
3. Yeah, the chops. Yeah. That's right.
Ah, fuck! These really hurt. I hate these.
On your armor. It's like yeah.
And then I would say, and the final silly's like, do an uppercut on the last one.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. And then an
He
uppercut.
does the uppercut, and the Forsaken does. If you have seen The Rock oversell a stunner, if you've looked in the 90s to a Shawn Michaels angry he has to lose a match oversell of every blow, it is a punch that he backflips out of and then smashes to the ground and twitches a little bit.
Yep. Fair enough.
my God.
Being a big fan of the Attitude Era, this wolf is really excited about
Okay.
that. So he
This wolf tells us to suck it.
he can't. He doesn't have the hands.
or the genitals, I assume.
He turns back and he says there are emergency switches located around the bubble so that any wolf in need of emergency extraction or who's out of potion can just throw any one will drop all of them.
So that's our 5th question.
Yep.
So he's gone.
Yes. Suck it.
He got us. He got it in there.
Oh, he really degenerationed his way out of here.
So it is.
I got that.
It is.
I mark an X on his forehead in his own blood.
The bells are only for getting the guards out that don't have a potion. So,
Yes, but we could put people into them.
yeah, but we have no way of getting in there.
We could swim.
It's 100 feet. And they're
We could
shark
sink.
Well, so from a swimming perspective, you can. The rules for holding your breath are actually pretty generous. It would take you 3 rounds of swimming to get to the top of the bubble.
He mentioned there were potions of swift swimming, which it does not sound like it's the same as turning into a shark person.
No, but those are also at the bottom.
Right. Those are also for
Yep,
getting out.
Yep. These guys have built this to not be a great anyone could walk in and get down there kind of situation. So
Should have asked how they get the prisoners in there.
Well, they could just dose them and undose them. They could take them down in one bell. They got options.
Still, it'd be good to know. But
It'd
anyway,
be good to know, but I feel like you did a pretty good job on those 5.
I only got 4
Yes, well,
because he didn't like.
nobody's perfect, as they say. Only the gods believe themselves perfect, and they're not real.
The only thing that I could do is like honestly dimension door down there, and then take one person back.
I have a technical question for you, dear murder child.
Mm-hmm.
You've occasionally had to spring forth new personas on surprise. Gartok was a goblin. Mayhaps there's a merfolk in there.
Pause as
Two players look to a player.
as Laura
One player looks to a
goes
DM.
upstairs to review the rules for changelings.
So can we become merfolk?
Well, I could look like a merfolk, but I have to have 2 legs, and I can't breathe underwater, even though it can look like I have gills.
Okay, so that's a pretty big no.
Yeah,
what I'm
that doesn't
hearing.
work.
And also
Okay.
to clarify my earlier point about the vats and everything else, it's not to say that these are in some way. They're not hidden. You just need to dig around a bit to figure out.
Well, yeah, there's that lab on the 2nd floor with that guy's papers all out and everything. Yeah, I haven't forgotten about
Well,
that.
if we're not 100% sure, we could test them on that owl bear.
I guess so.
But that is cruelty to an animal, which I'm kind of uncomfortable with. I'll be honest, I'm forsaken of many
I'm
things.
glad we found your line. Yeah, I'm not comfortable with
should
it.
free the owl bear.
All right,
Even
so
I'm disturbed by using it.
So, Hitman, you go check the papers to find out about the potions, and we'll fix up an owl bear.
Okay.
It can join our pack.
How
Death Wolf,
sure are
Owl Bear, and Captain Puppy.
how sure are the two of you?
100%.
It's not encouraging that you didn't let me finish the question. How sure are the two of you that you can quietly, discreetly do whatever you need to do with this owl bear and not arouse any suspicion from the people beyond that door? Still 100%?
I pour a healing potion on it. It's silent.
The pouring of a healing potion is silent.
Yes.
The healing of an owl bear coming to after being in this cage for I don't know how long and tormented and having its blood drawn for I don't know how long, that might not be silent.
You're right. We should open the cage first and then heal it.
That's
and then,
true.
And then it'll be like,
Then
I'm
it'll know.
free. And we'll say, like, you're free, but please don't make much noise.
Do either of you speak owl bear?
No.
So you can't communicate with it. So
Can you?
Nope.
You can't speak with beasts?
I can speak with animals. I can't speak with monsters.
I think an owl bear might be an animal.
It's 2 animals at least.
Check
and
your
I think-
bestiary. We'll know if it's a monster or not
That's
based
fair.
on your bestiary.
Yeah, I'll see if there's an owl bear in there.
I mean, yeah, the owlbear is listed, but it is not a beast. It is a monstrosity.
Yeah, so that's it's outside the capacity or
That said, in the video game Baldur's Gate 3, I've definitely talked to owlbears
You
using
have?
Speak with Animals.
That
so
is true.
I'll allow it.
That is true. The DM, the voice of God, does not speak to me, you con man.
Yeah, I'll let you. I'll allow it.
yeah. All right.
I'll allow it.
Oh boy,
All right, so we can't talk to it. Can you talk to the beast?
I think so. Yeah.
Why don't you go talk to it?
Okay, fine. Yeah. Why don't you two then go take a look at the research notes up in the 2nd floor lab and see if you can piece together what these potion vats are for, if we can put something together here to get us down to those hostages.
Excellent.
All right.
Let's go, murder child.
Okay.
It's time to become scientists.
All right, wait, give me a health potion.
Oh, okay. And I give him one of the hunter healing potions.
Ooh.
And I will go over and I heard them talking about they were extracting blood from this thing. It's still alive, but it is like
Oh, it's bad.
out.
It's on the verge of death.
So
Yeah.
like communication does not seem possible at this point. Okay. So then I'm going to pick the lock on this cage.
Okay.
And we're going to do a gradual.
That's the point where you just hear rattle, rattle, rattle as we
Yeah.
get onto the catwalk thing, just start going up at the other side of the lab.
Sure.
Fuck. I want to do a gradual kind of like feeding back to health of like, I'm just going to pour a little bit of
Yep.
health
Yeah, I
potion into the
understand.
palm of my hand and just there for it to like lap up and a little more as
Yep.
it gets stronger and stronger.
Okay, yeah, it gets enough to like kind of open its eyes sort of dopily, and it like tries to raise a paw, but like can't quite get the energy up. But it's doing the sadly trying to like maul you, but can't get the
See,
energy.
this is what I'm worried about. And I'll- with beast speech, I'll say, hey, I'm here to help you.
I don't hear the fucking bell. I didn't hear the fucking bell. Come on, let's go. I'll fuck you up. You get over here. Look, let me peck you. I'm gonna peck you to death. You fuckers.
I don't want to fight you. I want to help you.
Okay.
I want to free you.
Fucking off.
But you have to be quiet.
Is this just another trick?
No. Look, and there are 2 wolf corpses with arrows sticking out of their heads. Crossbow bolts.
Hey, you nudge one of those over here?
Yeah, can you eat quietly?
No, I'm not eating. Just nudge them over here.
Can you do whatever you're going to do quietly?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Just fucking do it.
I'll drag one over.
Paw comes up. Thump. Ah, fuck you. All right, I got that one. That one was me. Okay, what's up? Where are we? Who are you?
Albert's so chill.
Well,
He's almost
nearly dead. Chill in a blood loss kind of way. And I'll do a little more potion in the palm of my hand and like, lap it up.
Yeah. Okay. It's feeling better.
I'll say, you are wherever you've been this whole time. You're still in the cage, but the door is open, and the way out is over there. And I'll just
It gets up like the to your chagrin, the cage creaks and groans.
Slow.
No,
Take it
yeah,
easy.
I'm going. I'm just shut up. Okay. Oh,
The full potion will have healed him 10 points of health.
yeah. That's why he's this.
Oh yeah, I'm not arguing with you. I just wanted you to know in case you did mechanically.
Thank you. You're good. You're good. I ever see you again, I'm not gonna fight you. Okay. What's out? I was raised in a zoo. What's out? Where's out? Is it? Can you point me to the tower? I'll go back to the tower. That's where I live. That's where all my shit is.
What's the name of the tower? It's just a tower
like
to you?
full owlbear head squishes back in the neck like. I only ever heard that them called the tower. It's the tower. It's where I live.
Okay, I don't know where the tower is, buddy.
Fucking what use are you now, man? All right. And he just like stumbles past you. He's like, I'll find my own tower.
How quiet is he stumbling? Because I am not above putting this thing down to save the lives of hostages.
He's not that loud now that he's out of the cage. He's just kind of like thumping along, just kind of like swaying on his feet, but very determinedly being like, I'm going to smell that tower out. I'm going to find that tower by sense of smell. Come on, tower, let's go. And he just kind of like
stage whisper, there's an octopus in the channel.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what channel is. You're good. You're good by me. No.
Where the river's at its widest near the ocean.
What's a river? Okay.
Holy shit, you are... And just...
Awesome.
Leave
I
it at
know.
that.
Shut up. I'm good. Okay. And he stumbles out into the next room. Just further down disappears from the lab and just keeps going.
into the loading area. Oh, fuck. All right. And I'll join you two at the lab.
Great.
So you call back down the catwalk. So, creak, comes around to get you.
Okay, you guys
Bring you back upstairs.
roll investigation, please.
Oh, my God.
Ooh, that's a 19.
Definitely smoking while he does this. This is full cigar. Berets back on. Special Forces rolling a 16.
Okay. So specifically, you're looking for a way to kind of decode the potions. What you're seeing from a lot of these reports indicate that they've created a variety of things. What's in the vats right now is just what's currently being brewed. It's not the only thing they've exported, nor perhaps the only thing they're storing. I will say with those rolls, you have enough to be able to find potions probably, honestly, at the loading docks that you could chug to either transform into a were-shark or to give yourself gills and slightly better swimming ability. The gills piece does wear off. That's more of a similar to what you've seen in terms of the temporary strength, everything else. But the wear feature would be essentially infecting yourself with lycanthropy. Not lycanthropy. Sharkanthropy. What you're noticing amongst the notes is the play here seems to be using whatever strain of blood the red wolf has almost as a base for creating various potions of various different forms drawn from different animals and other things to kind of gift those abilities. And unfortunately, based on what you're seeing up here, like they've been at this for a while, and these potions are probably pretty well distributed at this point. That said, things like giving yourself gills temporarily, they have a potion for that. The explosion you can see from some of the autopsy reports from the bodies they've had. They've clearly been testing the potions on the bodies coming through from the funeral arrangers, just buying bodies in bulk and then testing on them. Too much of potions in general causes the explosion. So there's certain potions that need to be chugged in their entirety, but there are also ones where it's like, take a sip of this and you will get feathers. Drink the whole thing and you will fucking burst. So in the case of the wolf you watched blow up, his body just absorbed way too much and the musculature grew at too fast a rate and he went pop. So all that to say, if you're looking for shark potions or gill potions, you can find those.
Okay. With that intel, I'd also like to keep an eye out for sip-only potions.
Again,
to force feed an enemy.
Yeah, we'll also say to your earlier piece, you likely also find where the reversion potion is. Okay. So they do have antidotes.
So how many, if we're looking at bulk here in terms of our discoveries, how many gill potions do we find and how many reversion potions do we find?
The reversion potions are rare because they don't sell those. Those are more for werewolves who are swapping bodies. So say you find 5 reversion potions.
Okay.
And that's likely amongst the dead. And, there's probably similar to an eye wash station, there's probably an emergency one in the lab. Mm-hmm. In terms of the shark or gill potions, there's a crate of them, so that is 12.
12 of each?
No, just 12 of each. Otherwise, you imagine there's more in the den. It's clear that no one is chugging potions in the lab. Mm-hmm. So, but in terms of ones that have been sold and shipped out, so you have 12 of each of those. Can I get a history? I mean, fuck, the Forsaken thing's so complicated for what you do and don't remember. So I guess
it might be whatever's convenient. What conveniently comes to him from beyond the mist?
You know what though? I'm sorry, I was conflating you with Reginald. So this isn't a you thing. This is a Quinny and Echo. Can you roll a history or insight, please, to remember something?
If it's remembering, I'll go history. Wow, natural 20. I don't know where these babies are coming from.
My insight is 10.
Quinny, you recognize that although the exterior of the box and the branding was different, the interior packing on these boxes with potions is exactly the same as the one you saw in Damara, from the Damaran potions.
Right, yeah.
It would seem that may have been a relabeling rather than a natural generation, or they may have been experimenting with this, but it's very much a oh, yeah, I see. This is literally the same materials, so you packed it the same way.
Okay, but Damara is still our smoking... This is still a smoking gun for Damara, or this now seems like
they had to have bought it to relabeled it.
Okay. Not that this was made to look like Damaran shipment.
No, more so that the Damarans adapted a shipment they received from here in order to make their rage monster potions.
Okay, got it.
That you drank.
All right, so we have a bunch of potions. We can turn a few people back. We've got the bells. I've realized I could empty out my bag of holding, and we could jam a bunch of people in there to bring them up.
Right. Yeah, that's an option.
And then, if stuff goes really bad underwater, we could distribute the shark and gill potions. Then, as long as we can revert, we could go find more reversion.
Right. The reversions seem to be in a bit shorter supply, so maybe gills first, shark in emergencies.
I mean, we don't know if gills can. What I'm saying is, if the option is drowning or not
take
drowning,
what you can get. Yeah.
dose them, and let us sort it out.
Are they
there
both,
are no gods.
Are both versions of this potion drink the whole thing or take a sip? Or because if one is one and the other is a different one, really need to be careful.
Yeah, for the shark, you would need the full potion to get the full effect. For the gills, that seems more like a sipping potion.
Oh, okay.
So we have everyone sip gills. They only got to make it 100 feet, and then they're good.
Yep.
So perfect. The ghillie suit, we could call it.
If you need to call it something,
I do.
Sounds good.
A ghillie suit.
If I'm remembering back to these shapes, again, they were very vague shapes. Do I have an approximation of how many we're going to encounter when we try to go in there? No. Okay.
Because you're looking at dark shapes moving underwater, and you don't have full sight of the whole thing. So it could be one that you're seeing 4 times, or multiple that you aren't seeing.
I have no idea how many guards are down there.
Okay,
I could have
that's
asked
bad.
that to the corpse.
Well, we didn't. Let's not. We don't need to go down the path of woulda, shouldas. Instead, we live now, like men.
Okay.
Or women, or non-binary individuals, or those that aren't human. They're like
You've
beings.
covered it. Yep.
Excellent.
All right, what are we doing?
Let's go to that
You're
lagoon.
in charge, hitman.
Yeah. Let's go to the lagoon and try to break him out.
How do you want to do that?
Well, we're going to have to drink potions.
Okay.
Do you want to be a shark man or shark murder child? Or do you want to just have gills and then all your usual tools at your disposal?
The shark stuff's gonna infect us, right?
Yeah,
I
seems
think
like
what
it's
they
gonna
said
be
was,
a
no, the
curse.
shark stuff we have to revert,
Yeah,
but the gill stuff goes away on its own.
yeah.
But we don't also get. I thought we also get infected with the shark stuff.
Shark, currently, the only people using the shark potions are werewolves who are already dosed up with lycanthropy. So yes, if you drink the shark potion, you now have that curse. That said, you are aiming to kill the red wolf, but you don't know if that'll have any effect on the shark transformation. So, full moon.
Okay, do you want to explain that, murder child? Because you're the only one who seems to have grokked the lycanthropy rules.
So I don't. Okay, I'm a little bit nervous about the shark potion because from what we saw, it seems like if we take a shark potion, then we get cursed.
Yep.
And
Oh, so we're becoming were-sharks.
Yes.
yeah, and I don't know where the were sharks came from. If it was like from like an alpha wolf, or if there's like an alpha shark. I don't know where it's from.
Well,
but we would
okay.
have to kill that shark, and considering they're sharks right now, then maybe we would just become like were shark and like. Like, you know how Death Wolf was before you had any
Death
like,
shark,
yeah,
you're
we
telling
could
me.
become Death Shark and then like eat the hostages or something.
And Quinny, I will say from your bestiary knowledge of werewolves, the curse can be removed. The only reason you haven't been able to remove junipers is because of the alpha gumbo. Yeah. So the were shark piece is a problem, but it may not be a permanent problem for you or these others. You just need someone who can remove curses, he says, looking at
I can
Ryan.
remove curses.
He cannot. The Forsaken.
I can.
Oh, Juniper can. Echo can.
I am become Death Shark,
Wait.
destroyer of hostages.
So here's
Don't
the
do
thing.
that. Don't be.
I'm just walking through the path.
Don't
I'm not
become
saying
that.
we should stride down it.
Here's the thing. I can undo the curse on you, but I couldn't do it on myself because I have like so much.
Because you'd be
curse.
cursed.
How many remove curses you got in you?
Yeah, how many you got stopped up there?
I mean, if I'm like very conservative with all my other like abilities, then like theoretically 4.
Also,
But that would really hamstring me for like doing other stuff.
No, I get it.
just
I get
adding
it.
to the weirdness of all this, because Echo is technically already infected with this strain, a reversion potion would do her just fine. It would revert both of you back to human form from shark, but you'd both be cursed. On her, it would just revert her back to her current thing.
Because she's like the wolves who aren't also were-sharks.
Yeah,
They're a
the
werewolf.
wolves, basically, like to get a little meta about it, the way this potion is working for the wolves.
Let me review these notes. I think I found some additional findings.
The way it's working for these wolves is they're basically able to swap
it's
the
working
form.
for these wolves
it's an
is-
audiobook.
The way it's working for these wolves
All
is
right, get
basically-
fucked. I hope you all die. Go ahead, drink your potions.
No, it makes sense because it's like the wolf thing.
dumb.
The wolf thing doesn't carry force if people are already wolfed because this is mixed with red wolf. So that does make sense to me, Tom. If that's roughly where you're going with it.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
That's
but
where
yes,
you're
that is
going
where I was going.
Okay.
We'll find out in the DM chat. So
You only have 5 questions.
and he only answers them if he wants to.
Yeah, that's right.
He wants you
I
to
have
hit
to-
yourself
I have to hit
forever.
Ryan.
I gotta watch a full wrestling match, so get ready.
All right, so it sounds like we could make you into a shark. There, murder child. You could be the murder shark. They're also used for guard
Death
duty,
shark.
Death shark. My apologies, but they're used for guard duty, which suggests they don't just ravenously attack each other like your death wolf form.
Right. So guard shark.
They're guard sharks. You're a death shark.
there's probably a refinement process between being bitten and getting cursed and drinking a potion that's been, tailored to a certain outcome.
So we go gills. Points at Hitman.
I'm going to go gills.
What's himself? Shark. Points at Captain Puppy. Gills.
Okay, but what's the plan after that? How do we get the hostages out?
We're gonna
That
have to
sounds like a
kill-
Hitman question.
It's like there's no cover down there. I'm assuming the shark can see really, really well in the dark. I mean, I can too, but it's different with water, and
I'd say we kill the guards,
that's what it's going to be. We're
Then
going to
we-
have to fight.
get them out of the cages and put them in the bells, or we go in and we give them a lot
we
of
have
gill
to have the
potion.
bells down there, right?
There's a
No,
button.
the switches. The
switch-
switches are down there to
Okay.
bring people up.
We just
so
trigger
that's,
that switch.
Okay.
So that's
Bam, get
good.
the people in.
And just one thing that I had on my mind, I was asking you about getting rid of curses.
Yeah.
If there's a particularly dickish were-shark down there that's really hassling you, slap him with the remove curse and just drown the fucker.
So then he might hit the trigger for the bells and use our plan for the people.
Well, we want the bells to come down anyway,
But if they go up with him,
I guess if we do a remove curse on him and he turns into a wolf and then we just let him throw a switch and
then I'll
also get
just-
into a diving bell with a bunch of hostages and then let that go up and we just kind of stand there and let that happen, that would be bad, yes.
okay, so don't do that.
Okay, don't do that.
Wait, if he becomes a dick about it, then I can just hold him.
Sure.
That sounds great.
And
Just a
then
nice
when if
shark
you-
hug.
Yeah, I can hold and stab.
Okay.
I mean, you're
forget
going
I
to be
said
a shark,
anything.
so it might be more biting.
Oh, hold and bite. Hold and bite.
Okay, so
Death
one shark,
shark.
2 gills, Captain Puppy,
right.
get the people out.
If it's a sipper, here, I'm going to take a nip of this. There we go. And then you sip on the same one, so we save these.
Can he still talk after he sips it?
Yeah, it doesn't happen immediately.
Oh,
It's
okay,
just
cool.
It starts to feel itchy on your neck.
Right, should we leave Captain Puppy up here to slow anybody down in case a shark jumps for it?
That's probably good to leave someone above the water.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, we'll do that. Good work, Captain Puppy. And he downs the potion too. And it's like, we better go swimming. I feel gills coming on. Oh!
All right.
Oh!
Do you down it or do you sip it?
Or
no.
And with that,
He's a seal?
the
Yeah.
3 of you, as you gain your gills and or your fins, slip into the dark water and begin descending towards the hapless hostages and their many-toothed guards.
This episode of Dum Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum Dums and Dragons. Dum Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Nithrian, Garbo Ape, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia De Los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy Funky Head,
Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky. Lale, Shulzari, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Alex Parr, Dragonfly, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Beef Not Cheese, Kai Koa, Squire Solaire, Sandy Sassy Pants, Adam, Amira Lockhart, James Molina, Nick Hemsing, Alex LaFountain, Mickey Blake, Seth Cambron, Corpse Knight Silver, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.